Good morning, everybody. It's great to see you again. I hope everybody's doing well today. How was your week? I hope you had a blessed week, were able to accomplish whatever you set your mind to do. My name is Tobra. I welcome you to Auntie Yaa'S Book Corner this morning. And so, before we start, I always share what programs we do on this platform. So I'll begin by talking about our Saturday Facebook Lives. Currently, our lives are based on my fourth book, Own It, which is a guide to taking accountability and responsibility for your own life journey. That came out this year. So today, there's a topic of interest from that book. As well, we have Beauty Lessons with Your Favorite Auntie. That's from my second book, which is The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. There's video clips that you see on this platform during the week. And Own It with Your Own Ornithologist and Queen of Own It. I share short videos from this book. The fourth is Reflections, just a passage that I put out from my first book, Reflections for a Thirsty Soul. We also have Question of the Day, that we ask a question and people interact, respond to it. So we engage that way. It's always interesting to see the responses that you get. I also have Auntie Yaa'S Nuggets. I share a nugget that applies to daily life. And then too, we have Pearls of Wisdom. Pearls of Wisdom is based on the Bible. I share a passage and how it applies to our daily life. Yes, it could be anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes long, and it's usually on Mondays. A Word with You is a shorter version of a clip from the Bible, a passage from the Bible, and I share my opinions and nuggets about it. Last but not the least, we have Auntie Yaa'S Own It Academy. We provide book publishing services, life coaching, women empowerment. If you have a story that you want to publish, but you've been putting yourself back, holding yourself back because of, fear. I went through that. Fear, insecurity, what have you. You think, oh, other people do it, not me. You can do it. We can help you with that. Women empowerment. Listen, women have a lot going on. We always need all the help and encouragement that we can get. And so we need to motivate each other. Apart from Auntie Yaa'S Book Corner, I have two other platforms, The Beauty of a Woman's Heart and All for His Glory. On The Beauty of a Woman's Heart, I tend to share quotes relating to women, and I offer little snippets on it just to provide encouragement and motivation. As I said, women, we take ourselves for granted quite a bit. We're so busy with the daily cares of life that we forget to do our own stuff that we're called here to do. So you need encouragement for that. All for His Glory, I share a passage from the Bible and provide some inspiration, something you can take along with you for the day. So with that, you're once again welcome to this platform. It's Auntie Yaa'S Book Corner. Let me pull up my banner and then we'll go and share and start the program. So I always talk about how fast the year is going. So today is the 26th of November. Wasn't it just the first? I'm just amazed. Look, I'm talking about all this because I'm hoping that, if you're somebody who set some goals for the year, where are you at? Have you been able to accomplish those goals? How is it going for you? Or have you had to realign, tweak things? Or you didn't plan at all? You just keep going and adjust as needed. Whatever it is up to you, but I'm just encouraging you that time is of the essence. We can't waste time. We can't waste our lives. So, yes, we need to just get on with the business of living. Do you agree? So I'm done sharing. We're going to go ahead now and talk about overcoming limitations. That is our topic for today. When we say overcoming limitations, what do we mean? When you think of a limit, what do you think of? A limit is like a barrier, an obstacle, or a challenge, right? So, what do you do when these challenges or barriers come? A lot of times we give up. Oh, what happened there? I can't handle this. And we walk away. The stubborn ones, those who've got the grit, the tenacity, and nerves of steel, they'll say, hang on a minute. This was unexpected. What am I going to do about it? And then they tap within themselves and say, yes, I'll try this and see. They come up with other options and then they push. But the majority just give up. This conversation is with specific reference to my community. A lot of times, because of the way we've been programmed, the cultural values, and also the religious aspect, we tend to take it to the extremes, and we've been groomed and scripted to be a people who are so, what do I say, timid. When you speak up, people look at you with a wrong set of eyes. You're too much. We need to do everything we can to shut you down. But we forget that we're all on a journey. This is the journey of life. So nobody has any right to shut another person down or prevent them from living their best life. Time is of the essence. Hi, welcome. Facebook user, who might you be? Can you tell me? Your name is not appearing. It's just saying Facebook user. So I've described this quite a bit. There's a lot of it going on, and we see it on social media. It's classic. You can't have your own opinion. Somebody has to tell you how to think. If you don't think the same way that I think, you are my enemy. These are all limitations. People have been shut up. I like to use this word muzzle. We muzzle people. We don't allow people to be. That in itself is a limitation, and we need to stop it. So let's do this. The topic is overcoming limitations. So what are limitations? I've described some of it, but I'll give you a definition that I found. So limitations are those things that you have dealt with or are dealing with in your life or come upon you suddenly. So sometimes you are aware of them or you're not. It just comes. Like if you lose your job suddenly, that has become a limitation because your source of income flow has been cut. What are you going to do? You can sit and wallow in self-pity, or you can decide to go looking for a new job, or otherwise be resourceful and try some other things. Nanaraba, hello. I ain't no horse with a bit in my mouth. No, 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 no. Greetings to you. I'm not a fancy. I went to school in Cape Coast. So let's talk about self-imposed limitations. That is a boundary produced by the person, and it's a self-protective mechanism. You know, it's a lot of it I described the way we were raised. So our beliefs based on past conditioning. I'll give myself as and use an example for myself. You know, we were taught in our environment, little kids, where it's fine. Okay, we thank God. Our environment was such that little kids should be seen and not heard. When visitors came to the house, you came to greet them, you disappeared. When they were leaving, you come back and you say goodbye. So because you are not allowed to speak, you become timid. And it shows up in your dealings in the classroom, outside. You know, you can't express yourself, you are afraid to. And so anybody who seems a little vocal, we consider them loud. But compare it to the environment in which I live right now, little kids, they speak their mind. I have a 3-year-old grandchild, and the way he talks and expresses himself, I'm like, whoa, hang on a minute. Is that a little child? But where we come from, we'll say, Oyempeninsem. But we forget that you are here to live your best life. You are here to live your best life, not live for somebody else. So you have to be encouraged to speak up, to speak your truth, to own your truth. So when you have these self-imposed limitations, you hear people say things like, oh, I'm not smart enough. As for me, I wasn't taught that. Oh, my house, we are not rich. Oh, we didn't go to school. Oh, this is, and we put ourselves down. We put ourselves down. We don't progress, right? Limitations are shortcomings or weaknesses that may affect your results. What do I mean by that? With these weaknesses, when you see an opportunity out there, you won't take it. You say, oh no, it's for them, it's not for me. And you are in a work situation, maybe you are in a group with your friends, and you are putting yourself down, but that friend of yours says, I'm going to go for it. And they go for it, and they get a job. And then the dynamics changes between you. You become envious of them. But what is the difference? You refused to pursue that option. That other person did. The best you can do is to congratulate them and tell yourself, I've learned a lesson. I won't stop myself next time. I'll also go for it. That is how we should look at things. But with us, baby baby. So let me read this comment. So bam bam bam, our author back up. Oh, this is Sister Ajua. Sister Yaa'S for that, bro. Thank you for speaking your truth. Increase the volume about no one having the right to tell others what they can or cannot do in life. Those who think so or act in such manners are narcissists and toxic, in my personal opinion. And there you have it. I'll give an example. I was going to give it at the end, but it applies here. It's about if you are programmed a certain way, learning to take advantage of the opportunities that come to you. So next week, we won't have a program. There will be no program next week because I have a program at church. The women's ministry is having a Christmas thing, like, vendors will come and sell their products and all that. So I was checking it out. There's two programs actually, and I was talking to my friend last night as we came from a program at church, and I'm looking at it. So the women's program, you can register as an attendee or register as a vendor. So I went looking through it. Okay, let me click on this vendor and just look. And I looked through it. All of a sudden, they hit me. I said, hang on a minute. There's a few people at church, one or two, a few of them have my books or know that I'm an author. And I'm thinking, I have a few copies of my book. Why don't I go register as a vendor and go and put the books out? And that is the idea that came to me, and I'm going to do it. This is an opportunity that I've taken up. I'm not limiting myself saying, oh, how come this? How come that? I have to read through the instructions again. And for myself, even I've started thinking I have to create a template where when people take orders, little things so that people know what you are doing. So this is how you push yourself in life. It could be anything. This is my example that I'm giving you. I could be sitting here saying, oh, I'm afraid. Oh, I can't do it. What will they think? Oh, this and that. We always find excuses not to do things. Those are all limitations. So we are not growing. I am going to get a table and I'm going to put my books out there. The Beauty of a Woman's Heart, I have only one copy. So I'll just tell them it's a sample. Put your name down. I can order you copies or you can go and get it yourself on Amazon. That is how we do things. Hello, Sister Joa. Welcome. So you are not Facebook user. Your comment there, or maybe, okay, let me stop talking. So yes. Oh, Nanaraba said, I wish I was there to sell for you at the stand. I work with Challenge Bookshops, so I have, thank you. Hey, you know what? You never know. Maybe one day if I come to Ghana and I decide to do a book something, we can talk. Thank you. Yeah, so let's see. We've talked about, overcoming limitations. What are limitations? We've described a bit of that. And then we're going to go to the importance of overcoming limitations. The worst thing that you can do for yourself as a human being is to live with regret. At the end of your life, to sit back and say, oh, I wish I had done this. Oh, I wish I had done that. The classic examples that we have are when we come to our brochure, the people who are here, whom we come to meet, they are not very good at telling us or showing us the ins and outs because they perhaps have not been able to take advantage of those things. And so they don't want you to progress, or they have made it and they don't want you to catch up with them. That is how we are as a people. We need to speak about it bluntly. So when you have that kind of an attitude, how do you progress? There are a lot of us who've come to our brochure and we haven't accomplished any of our life goals because of these mentalities. And it's sad that a lot of us have to, move away from our own people in order to accomplish things. But have you stopped to think what would happen if we all worked on ourselves, became more positive, collaborated with one another? How would that be? We're in the year 2022 and look at our mentality, the pull him down syndrome, the insults, the backbiting. Or if you're a woman, it's worse for you. How dare you speak? How dare you think this way? Really? And so what are you telling the young girls? Look at what is happening right now. The environment is scripted to make a woman think that the only way they can get ahead in life is to use their feminine assets or feminine wiles, forgetting that you have this app here to use. We need to change something, and it starts from one individual. Yes, individual at a time. So when we talk about overcoming the importance of overcoming limitations, let me explain it. When you're feeling limited, it puts a damper on your happiness. You don't feel good. You are not yourself. So what happens is when you see other people doing well, then these are the people that you see and they look at you and they make snide comments, or you haven't even done anything to them. They see you in social settings and they just give you these dirty looks. I'm sure you've run into some of them. People are just not happy with themselves because of some of these things. And the thing is that we refuse to do the work. We refuse to do the work. Also, it puts a damper on your self-worth. You don't feel good, you don't feel you are good enough, and you keep putting yourself down. So what's happening? You are sinking lower and lower and lower and lower. It also puts a damper on your success. You are not able to accomplish anything. Abrochary cancer. You got it. So you have to overcome to live and reach for your full potential. How do you do that? You kind of need to sit and take an honest look at yourself. You really do. Where are you at in life? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What is it that you want to do? What are you passionate about that you've stopped yourself? Look, there could be a little child, right? And this little child, in their childhood, they were always drawing. You give them something, they'll draw, everywhere you see. But the parent or somebody will come along and say, oh, art. What is art? You remember secondary school days, art and music, like, oh, I know they say it doesn't matter, it's nothing. But maybe that is where their talent and their destiny lies. You put them down, you're poo-pooing the idea. Maybe that child does not need to go through that rigorous. I mean, if it was here in our environment, okay, they'll go up to grade 12 or whatever, and then they find some place, some art school somewhere that their skills will be honed, they'll be trained. Before you know it, you see this person doing exhibits. They'll be calling them, hey, this, hey, that. And you go, oh, wow, that was my mate. They're famous. We have the Van Goghs and the Picassos and the whatever of our times, But in our environment, we put down art. At least in my school days, that's what I remember. I don't know if it's still the same, but Ghana is always Ghana. Nothing changes, it seems. Yeah. Sister Ajua says, sadly, so many people who have a lot of issues and need help the most always seem to know others' problems with no solutions. They end up creating more chaos, division, becoming in certain conditions with blaming games, lies, manipulation, giving excuses, and refusing to change because they do not ever want to change their unhealthy ways due to limitation. It's sad to see that there's a lot of people who don't want to go anywhere. What they know from back there, they are living on yesterday's glory. Back there is what they talk about. Anything to do with right now, progress, no, they don't want to deal with it. They don't. It's like myself. I listen to a lot of people. I take a lot of ideas from people. Some you write down, some it's in your head mentally, you pull up. Yesterday I was on a platform and they were talking about planning this and that, and one lady was saying that she doesn't do paper anymore. And I go, oh, okay. And this is what I learned from it. And it's like, I was telling my daughter, yeah, when I do my vision or my vision board or my goals for the year, I do it on OneNote on my laptop. But I always have to go and open my laptop before I can see it. Meanwhile, I have what is it called? I have a WeNote. Is that the name? I'm trying to find it. Yeah, a WeNote. And I thought to myself, you can have all these tabs on there. I said, why am I doing that? I need to go and transfer everything, email it to myself, just copy and put it in the e-note so that all the time, at any point in time, I'll be looking at my vision thing. Oh, when did I say I would do this? What am I doing? Oh, this is what I have under this tab. My financial goals, my spiritual goals, this and that, rather than waiting to turn on your laptop before you can see it, because procrastination comes in. Like you're doing things every day, you have something you're doing, but unless you go and look at it, but the phone is easily accessible. So that is an example of how, I've overcome that limitation of, oh, it's over there. I know it's there. I'm still working on it. Every so often, I'll go and check it. How about you have it and you can look at it anytime you want? That's just my example. So there's little things, There's knowledge all around, but I tell you, you go to certain platforms and they are discussing some of these very important topics. And sometimes you'll see when it's a very important topic relating to personal development, personal growth, you see 36, 40 something. When it's beef about something going on back home, oh, 200, 300, you even get 5,000. Why do we not lack, why are we so afraid of knowledge? Yes, paperless. Why are we afraid? Right. Sister Ajua says the constant dysfunctional mindset trend continues. We only gravitate towards the negative. That is a big limitation. You think about it, okay? Ghana is a community. And compare our human resources to other places. So if the collective mindset is of that of dysfunction, putting each other down, an aversion to seeking knowledge, growing, developing ourselves as people, where does that leave us? Are we competitive on the world market? No. Sister Joa says there will never be development, growth, and change if most people do not willingly acquire knowledge to work on themselves in everything they do. This is it. It's a classic. Learning is not only sitting in a classroom. This individual, they said they always write things down. They go on everything is on social media. So when they are listening, they jot down points. And I'm like, whoa. Learning, the things that I hear, oh, okay, I'm going to do this. There's a lady that I even discovered on YouTube. She does a lot of financial things. I've started listening to her because for me, some of the mistakes that came from our background is that we were not taught life skills. We were not taught about the value of money, the importance of creating wealth and all that. Some of us have come to that too late. But there's never too late to learn, because why? The Nyamesum will tell you that, oh, money is evil. That person that got money, oh, maybe they went and did this, maybe they went and did that. Have you stopped to think that they were just working hard? Is hard work not in that same Bible that we are reading? So how are we applying it? And then you have a lot of people on the negative side. They go, oh, you are believing in Obroni, Obroni Abema Onyamesum. They talk all those things. You know what? If you say you are a believer, don't stop, don't listen to those things. The problem that we have in our nation is that we apply the scriptures wrongly. We are not applying them at all. We read it, but we are not. How can you tell me you are reading that Bible and yet you are minimizing yourself? Oh, maybe they mean to me, or somebody should come and help me, or every time is this come and help me, come and help me, instead of being taught to fish. You don't throw money at people every time. Oh, they went and had a child, then oh boom. Okay, I can help you set up a business, but do you really know what to do in the business? Do you have really what it takes? Can you sustain it? If you're a lazy person and somebody has brought you money to start something and you're not pushing yourself, you'll be back at square one, right? Nonaraba says, lives like yours are meat for meat eaters. Milk drinkers can't. I know I used to be one until I had a mentor who made me decide to be accountable to myself and for my actions, choices, and decisions. Yebesua is never too late. Nanaraba, kudos to you. You are on the right track. You are on the right track, and you got to it faster. Some of us, we didn't get to some of these things till late. 50s, whatever, early 40s, this and that. Yes. For me, the greatest shock that I said I've had in my life is my father dying early. When I was 35, he died. He was 62. Yeah, that is the age that I am now. And the way I feel, I'm like, oh my goodness, this man really died young. Yes, that was my turning point. When I came back, I started reading all kinds of things. I was reading all kinds of things, and then I had to find my way back to God. Yeah. And so you can't tell me that you are a Christian and being a Christian means that you have to live below a limited lifestyle. Who said that to you? Yes, this comment here says, money is good. The love of it is what is evil. Thank you. Let's read the Bible properly. Money, that same Bible tells you that money answereth all things. But somebody will come and stand here and say, oh, the Bible contradicts itself. You are not understanding what you are reading. Seek knowledge. Ask somebody to interpret it for you. Even then, you don't need to ask anybody. Google. What is the concordance like? Find it. What does this mean? When I read a scripture and I don't understand it properly, I'll go and Google and say, oh, okay, I read this one, I read that one, and then I at least I get a gist of what it means. Okay, we are clear now. But if you really don't get it, you can ask a knowledgeable man of God, somebody deep in the word, to explain things to you, and they will. So it is not easy. It is not at all, but the joy that you have. Nanaraba, I am 43, done with having kids and still studying. I sometimes feel I'm too late, but hey, no bagger wire, we move. Nanaraba, you are not late. You are doing well. I really appreciate you. I admire you. You are doing well. Don't let anybody stop you. We have a commercial here. I don't know if it's back there to say the energizer battery that keeps going and going and going. Don't let anybody push you. Don't be moved. People can say whatever they want to say. Yes. Me and Metihe, they've said I've heard all kinds of things, but I'm still moving. And even still, there are some people, when they see you, they act like you came to meet them in Abrochia. When they see you, they are behaving like you are still back there. I'm like, hey, we've all been here all this long. You think I'm back there? You want to come and talk down to me? Let's respect each other. You don't have to like anybody, but respect them. And when I say you don't have to like anybody, I don't mean go and hate them. No. Nobody, don't force yourself. Don't force yourself. Respect people, but don't fear people. These are all limitations. Look, I saw something recently that really made me sad. I don't know who this person was. There's this lady, I don't even want to mention the name per se, but she's one of these, Ghana, whatever they call themselves celebrities, and they like to make a lot of beef on social media. And they were with this person. I don't know who that person is. Maybe I'm ignorant, but they seem to be something very important. So somebody important over there in the scheme of things, I don't know. They are walking along, and then another woman comes along. Oh, what should I do for you? And then the woman is kneeling before that person. And I'm like, what? I can show you honor. I can show you respect without having to go to that extent. Look, there's times that you have to bow before people. I know that. But in this case, I said to myself, why do we give so much glory to other humans? This is how we give them the power, and they become so pompous, and then they turn on us and abuse us because you have given them the divine right to kinship. Like, oh, they are bigger than you, so you have to worship them. No. Sister Ajua says the most wicked people within our society communities, when they are caught, they start blaming others, naming people from other nations who were not even present at the time of their crimes, which shows the clear intentions to harm others with no empathy. Furthermore, they also have support from certain people with the same poor personalities. This is what goes on. It goes on and on and on. It's become a vicious cycle. It's not being addressed, okay? Like we've talked about things like, free SHS. What is it doing? Would somebody go back? I was a young child in Nkrumah's day, so I don't know all that transpired, but I heard some of it, that there was adult literacy something. Which person in the top brass there is going to have that mindset, that wisdom to create those kinds of programs so that people can go and learn something? And it doesn't have to be something that is so costly. It should be open to people. I don't know, right? You know what? We've talked a bit. Let's do a commercial break, and then we'll come back and wind up. Okay. So my co-host Yaa'S Russell is away. She's going to be away for a bit of time, but she has a YouTube channel, Yaa'S Russell. She does health, wellness, and she sells some other products. She gives you tips on certain foods, recipes. Please patronize her YouTube channel. Ya has been with me since 2020 when we started this journey, when my first book came out. So I'd appreciate you supporting her. As well, on this platform, we've been bringing you these educative programs since May 2020. My first book came out April 2020. So May 2020, we started these Facebook Lives. Give us stars. It's a digital form of earning money so that we can continue to provide you these educative programs. One thing we're talking about, limitations. One thing that we as a people need to come to, one place we need to come to, is to come to the realization that maybe sometimes we're spending money on the wrong things. Yes, we'll spend money on looking good, outer trappings, but we don't spend money to deal with our inner self, our inner core, grow ourselves, become better versions of ourselves. Because if you're somebody who's so timid, if you go and do some coaching or whatever, when you see an opportunity come up, you won't be afraid to take it. Like me saying, hey, I'm going to do a book table at church, and I don't have that many books. I think the first book, I have quite a few. Maybe I can get 20, but it's just you're putting it out there, and I'm going to do it. And Abrofilo go, oh, what's your book? Oh, this. I'm like, yeah, read it and you'll find out, right? Reading is one way to overcome limitations. You learn a lot from books. These days, if you're a lazy reader, Audible, audiobooks are available. So let's continue. Who's next? Sister Ajua Odo does a program, Abrabomunsem, on Fridays. I believe it's 5:30 Eastern now because it's 3:30 Mountain Standard My Time on Fridays. She shares different topics. I missed most of it because I was doing other things. So, but I heard there was a topic of, oh, hello, Miss Quay. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yes, so she does a Babomusum yesterday. I think some of the topics, some of the stuff I heard, she was talking about jealousy, different types of jealousies. And I think the beginning aspect, they were talking about the soccer, the football, but I didn't listen to that part. Yes. And today she does, what do you call it? Marriage lessons with Reverend Samuel Okoso from Ghana. And that is at 1:30 Eastern Time. No, 3:30 Eastern Time. It's 1:30 my time. And so 1 plus, now I'm doing math, 1 plus 8, that's about 9 p.m. Ghana time, or 8 p.m. Ghana time. Yes. So please patronize those programs. Very, very educative. Osofo is we call him the chilling pastor. He's very knowledgeable, very humble, and seasoned in the word of God. I like his perspectives that he shares. Yes. As well, Pastor P. Pastor P does educative programs on your health. Her Facebook platform is Patience O. Edwards. Please patronize her. There's a wealth of information that she provides. As well, she's a tap agent. Contact her if you're sending money to Ghana and you use her code Lady P. You get a $15 added on to whatever you are sending to that person. She is also an ASEA Redox agent. Redox ASEA does a lot for the body. It helps with the digestive system, inflammation in the body, all kinds of benefits. So please contact her and she will get into the details with you for your health. A lot of times, like I say, we have a stingy attitude towards money. We tend to invest money. Look, I used to be that way when I was younger. Clothes, clothes, clothes. You get older and you tell yourself, who cares? Look decent enough. I'm not saying go around. It's your money. You have to feel good. You need to look good, presentable, present yourself in a professional way. But clothing should not have to cost you an arm and a leg. There's ways to shop that you get a bang for your buck. But with us, I remember when I came, I used to make this joke. Pardon me. I'm just using it as an example. The intent is not to be spiteful. You'd go to parties and you see most of our women in these shiny, shiny clothes. What is the word? Is it sequined? Maybe I'm not pronouncing it well. Sequined. Things. And I'm saying, do we have to buy all those shiny, shiny stuff? And I mean, like, it's not every style too that suits you. So you need to know what type of attire, but we all seem to gravitate towards a certain thing, and everybody has to go that way. No, do what works for you. Okay. As well, we have Sister Sika Educates. She does great programs, knowledgeable, the wealth of knowledge. Please patronize her page. There's lunchtime talks with Sister Womrekwa in Scotland. There's who else am I missing? Sister Aisha Ankara. She doesn't do programs, but Sister Aisha sells Avon, and then she does Juice Plus. She's in Great Britain, England. So please patronize her. And she's very supportive. She comes to your program. She's always on each platform that you go to, and you need people like that who are always around to support you. I feel like I'm missing somebody, but it'll come to me. And as well on this platform, this is Auntie Yaa'S Book Corner. We do our Saturday book lives. Then during the week, there's videos with your favorite auntie, beauty lessons for my second book, The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. We have Own It with your own ornithologist and queen of Own It and Amazon best-selling author. That is my fourth book. There's also videos on it that come out during the week. We have reflections. I share passages from my first book, Reflections for a Thirsty Soul. Then we do Pearls of Wisdom. Pearls of Wisdom is a word from the Bible, and as it applies to our daily lives. And it's anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes long. I liked the one that I did on the daughters of Zelophehad, because as the people go, Zelo who? They come from a family of 5 girls. I'm from a family of 5 girls too. And with them, when your father dies, the inheritance is supposed to be transferred to the male heirs, and they were all females, so they stood the chance of losing their inheritance. And they went to Moses and presented their case. They go, that can't happen. Something has to give. Moses went to talk to God, and God said they are right. So the rules changed because they were bold enough. You see what we're talking about? They didn't let the fact that they were females limit them. They went and presented their case, and the story changed. Because of them, that rule changed. So since then, if there's any family where the father dies and there's only girls, they got the inheritance. If there were no kids, there was a structure was built because of that situation, them standing up. I titled that, Be the Change That You Want. Sometimes you need to get up and take charge. It's not people doing it for you. Nobody will come and hold you by the hand and do your work for you. They'll speak into your life and help you. But we've gotten ourselves even into situations where you speak to people and they don't even want to listen. And then you have to move on because you're draining yourself. They're just not willing to. That's what happens there. So yes, there are great lessons to be learned on this platform. As well, I have 2 other pages, The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. And I'm going to be I've started posting quotes mainly relating to women, and then I put a few words of encouragement on it. I'm going to be starting some videos too for that platform. So watch out for that in the coming weeks. As well, there's All for His Glory. All for His Glory. I share a passage from the Bible, and then I put my own, some words of inspiration to encourage one another. Now, Naraba says, women empowerment, everything is in the Bible. You are very right, because I wonder why our women, culturally, they sit down and go, oh, I'm a woman, I can't talk. And I said, did you study the Bible? There's Deborah, there's Abigail, there's Esther, the daughters of Zelophehad. Name them. There's so many of them who were doing great things. Deborah, it says Deborah, the wife of Lapidoth. I don't even know who this Lapidoth person was, but she was a judge, and so if she was a wife of Lapidoth, if Lapidoth resisted her being a judge, do you think we would have heard of her? So why is it that some of our men do not want their women to progress or help them to achieve their goals? So we we have a lot to think through. And Sister Joa says, thanks for the promo. Oh, no problem. You are welcome. You do the same for me. This is where I say we need to help one another. We need to learn to collaborate. You need to be happy when your sister or your brother is doing something good. Encourage them. All right. So if I missed you in my commercials today, sorry, we'll be back. Right. So let's continue. Where were we? We were talking about overcoming the limitations. So you need to make a plan. Yes. Sit down and look at your life. I know we are not given to that, but there's things that we need to learn. People, we don't want to do things because we are so afraid of failure. And if you don't fail, how can you learn so that you can be better? You have to try and fail and go, oh, okay, this didn't work. Let me try something new. Make a plan. Like, you need to really take a serious look at yourself. You need to be willing to do it. It's your life. I can't do it for you. You can't do mine. We all have individual lives, but at best you meet people who will help you along the way. But you also need to draw into you, tap deep, and bring out what is in you that God wants you to bring out. You are here for a purpose. There's something in you that somebody is waiting for, and you are sitting down listening to friends who ain't going nowhere. I have a coach who used to say, ain't going there, can't tell going there how to get there. Anytime he says it, I start laughing, but he's so right. So make a plan, it doesn't have to be extensive. You can say, but okay, I'm so worried, but who am I? Let me see. What am I good at? What am I bad at? Write it down. You'll get ideas from that. Also, you have to know, let me read these comments. Nanaraba says, a cursed man even went and built a city, and my people dwelt on the curse and stay bound. There you have it. Sister Joa says, many people block their own blessings and successes due to their bad deeds as well as lies all around. Karma does not have expiration date, and everything we do, good or bad, we will reap whatever we sow in life. That is right. And so we need to be very careful how we live life. Don't go around trying to mess up people. Like sometimes you hear stories of the evil that people do to each other, and you go, wow, like how can we live with ourselves? You hear a story like maybe some man thinking, say, he loves some woman, has gone through the motions of applying for a paper for her. This person, Bedu London Abontinswa, some other person comes to pick her up and she's gone. Like how do we do that? And then later on when things are happening in your life, you go, okay, why me? Woe is me, this and that. But we forget that we inflicted some wounds on somebody, and maybe the word, the cries of their heart. Be very careful, because when you harm people and you hurt people and they go and cry to God, you won't get away free. And you think they've taken you somewhere, but no, they are crying to God and God hears their cries. So, yes, continuing with ways to, let me put that up, ways to overcome challenges. All right, let's go here. Yeah. Tanara says, Karma is a woman. Yep, I bet. Know that you are not alone. Everybody has their low points. Do you think that all these successful people, they just got there by accident? Maybe if you have to sit and listen to them, they'll tell you a time when they were really, really low. And you hear it and you go, oh, wow, their story is even worse than mine. That will motivate you to pick yourself up and keep pushing. As well, you need to ask for help. Find a mentor or find a friend. I said one of the greatest limitations that we as people have is our attitudes towards money. We will spend money on flamboyant things, but when it comes to spending money on coaching or buying something, buying a book, something that will make you better, it becomes a problem. A sister sent me a very powerful something this week. And she said that I came into her mind, so she sent it to me. And I'm like, oh, wow, I believe in that. If my name came up, then it's a divine appointment. So then from listening to just the first 15 minutes of that video, that thing, it's 8 hours long, I said to myself, this sounds like a book that I'm reading by Alan Cohen. And in my goals, I have reading, things to read. I like that man's writing because it just speaks to you. It's just bang on, like real life examples. I can't describe it. I saw that book because another lady I follow on Facebook was talking about that book. She had it in her hand and I said, I'm going to get it. Do you know what I did? I ordered 3 of his books, 3 other books. I got one with an Audible credit for free and I did 3 other books. And I told this sister, how much did those books cost me? $67 and something for 3 books. But somebody will cry about spending that kind of money on a book. But the knowledge that we seek, it's in the books. It's all around us. We won't spend the money. Oh, book dear, what am I doing with it? And so we stay the same and we wonder why our life is not going anywhere. Yes. Let me read some comments. There's a few here. Sister Ananaraba says it's okay to ask for help. Yes, it is. You need to go to the right people. What I've realized is, and I'll always say this, we are people who shame people a lot because of our insecurities or inferiority complexes. I don't know what to call it. We're not progressive. So when somebody is asking for help, it's almost like they are seeking They want to be better. So even if you don't know, point them in the right direction, but don't mock them. Oh, what do you want to do that for? We finished school, what are you doing again? Negative comments. It doesn't help. It doesn't build you up. Nanaraba says, we're busy building our houses on our heads. Is it Brazilian, Peruvian, Bone Straight, or Pinkoshi? Hey, Pinkoshi, what's that? My people will buy. There's Bone Straight. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? And yet when they see people like me with our hair short, they will laugh and say, oh, they can't afford, they don't have money to buy hair. So they are deliberately saying that, oh, they like their hair short. Says who? Hello, Miss Sage. How goes it? The Canadians are still waiting, Maybe that will be our New Year present, right? I like to bug Miss Sage. She knows what I'm talking about. So yes, asking for help. The reason why I was telling the stories that I was is that I paid for coaching. I still do. If I see something and I want to be better or I'm interested in it, I will. Like I said, there's a lot of free training on social media. That is how they draw you in. It's after you go and listen to the free training, then they'll give you the offer. So if you want to buy the offer, then you go ahead. But think about it, even taking the time, that first, even though it's a broad overview of whatever it is they are presenting, you still learn something, don't you? See this book here? Own it. That's my fourth book. This is what made me an Amazon International best-selling author. I paid a book coach to help me go through this. And do you know how chicken I was? I got on there in November. And with that program, you put the book out before you've written it, really. You have a year to write the book after you launch it. I kept putting it off. November, he said, do it the next month. I'm like, what's he talking about? There were all these steps. A book club. Who am I going to put in the book club? Who do I know? Right? All these barriers, limitations, hurdles, I pushed through. I overcame them. So in March, this was launched. When I launched it, the due date, it was supposed to come out January 2023. It came out in June. So I was 6 months ahead of time. That's what I'm talking about. If I was stingy and I didn't want to pay, what would have happened? I would still be sitting here. See, we don't come and sit here and talk. What we are talking about, we've done it. So if you have a goal and you don't push, you'll be living with regret one day. Hi, Miss Sage. So yes, ask for help. It's so important to ask for help. And then also make sure that feel your feelings. You feel low about yourself, you're feeling bad. That's okay. It's not a problem. It's just doing it constantly. Then you become, this is how I put it. If you keep whining and being at these self-pity parties, pretty soon you won't have any friends because people get tired of hearing negativity. Maybe I've heard your story so many times. When I met you 3 months ago, you were singing that song. 2 weeks ago, you were still singing that song. A month later, if you're still singing that song, what do you think will happen? I'm not a cruel person, but by golly, I'll say, is this person not going to do anything about their situation? If you have to keep moaning and groaning constantly, it means you're not willing to do anything about it. Because if you were willing to take action, one of the next times that I met you, you'd be telling me something different. Oh, remember when I said this is what I've done now. And then if I'm a positive person, will say, oh, good for you. I'm so glad you've moved forward. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. That is how we deal with each other. Sister Joa says, my dear Nanaraba. The way our so-called culture have used such man-made rules to suppress and mar within our society communities, it's very ridiculous and shameful to lessen or boost certain baseless head of the houses, their egos because of feeling intimidated, insecure, inability to be in control, and cowardice. Cowardice, okay. So feel your feelings. Nobody is saying don't feel your feelings. Don't mask it, because when you're masking your feelings, it comes with health consequences. Take time to feel it, but meditate, write it down, pray. In writing things down or in meditating on things, you find solutions. Be a solution focused person. Don't, if you're wasting your whole life thinking about your problems, that is not a life being lived well. You don't know when you're going to go. So when the time comes, oh, all people say, oh, this person, they suffered, oh, and then they'll be singing your story. Oh, this person suffered, oh, this person, that's happened to them, that happened to them, but you are gone. The same people, maybe they could have helped you, they didn't. Now they are like, oh, you see how it goes? So yeah, feel your feelings. There's certain feelings that when they come, you have to shut them down. When you are talking to yourself, oh, I'm stupid, oh, no, shut that down. Because you are the same person who reads the Bible and says, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, but you are sitting there saying you are stupid. How does that compute? I don't get it. Yeah. So, and also accept support, be willing to accept, be willing and open. Some of us are not open, because the thing is that you feel that people will hurt you. I've been hurt so many times. But you know something? There's always the right group of people. And if you are discerning, you'll find them. There's no need to be staying in places where you don't belong. I call them dry and arid places. Get out of those places. Find an oasis for yourself. An oasis is fertile ground where people who are growing. You know something? The people who have grown and they are going places, they are not interested in keeping you down. They are helpful. It's our own kind who are at the crab level, the crab level, eh? That we want to pull each other down. Stay here. Where do you think you are going? Stay here. We are people. Just stay here. Hey, you don't know what is up there. If you go, something will happen to you. What is it? Last week I was talking about laziness. The proverb in the Bible says, oh, there's a lion in the street, so they can't go out to work. Those are the lies that we tell each other. How? A lion in the street? They don't want to go. Anyhow, they don't want to be bothered. Yeah. So, let me do this. And also, you help others. Yeah. In everything that you do, also try to help others. Because when you help others, it makes you feel better. Okay? When you help others, it makes you feel better. Let me show you this quote. Nothing restricts your success more than your limiting self-beliefs and fears. I'll read it again. Nothing restricts your success more than your limiting self-beliefs and fears. And then this other one says, never let the limitations or insecurities of others limit what is possible for you. Never let the limitations or insecurities of others limit what is possible for you. Okay? So let me see here. Anaraba says, Yempebrella, there's a lion in the street. Yeah, when I read that one, I just laugh. I'm like, really? So the next way to overcome is to think big. Fear of failures, right? We fear failure, so we think small. Be open to taking risks. Don't let your thoughts get in your way. It's like me that I said, I'm going to put my books out there at the women's program. Maybe I get off the live and I'm going, oh, hey, but what will people say? Oh, this. My mind is made up. That's it. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Don't let your thoughts get in your way. When you make up your mind to do something, the fear thoughts will come. Maybe what you can do is write them down and then think of the positives. Okay, I put my fears down, but what could be the benefit if I went through anyway? Write it down. And then that will tell you that if you don't do it, you'll be harming yourself, because that moment will pass and that opportunity may never come by again. The other thing is you have to know that what you think becomes your reality. Train your mind to think positively. That you have to do that. I can talk to you, but if you don't do it, then you are not going anywhere. And then don't, Don't give up. Be persistent. Be persistent. Yeah. Don't give up. You have to be persistent. It's so important. Yeah. And then to work smart, not hard. Find ways, to make things work for you. So we've been here talking about limitations, overcoming limitations. We talked about what limitations are, the importance of overcoming them, and ways to overcome them. I am a visual person, so I'm going to show you something once more that will capture it all for you. So I forgot to put a comment. So this here, right, we're talking about fears, and yeah, this diagram here shows you the comfort zone. So in the comfort zone, you feel safe. There's safety, there's stagnation, there's boredom. You have a sense of control because you're staying put. You're not going anywhere. Then you come to the fear zone, low self-confidence, moaning, excuses, focusing on problems and obstacles, procrastination. Then you come to the learning zone, facing of challenges, seeing opportunities, problem solving, acquisition of new skills, expanding your comfort zone. And then finally, the growth zone. There's meaning. You have ambitious goals. There's a higher purpose. There's vision. There's talent development. How about that? So you see, there's lots to do, lots to be done. Never ever give up. There's always a way out. Never tell yourself that you are lost or you are stuck. Every limitation, for every problem, there is a solution. You only have to find it. That's all that I'm going to say. You know yourself best. And especially if you're from our community, most of us are believers. We have the Bible as our blueprint. What you read in it, apply it to your life. Don't be one of those who sit there and say, there's a lion in the street, so I can't do this, I can't do that. That is excuses. So you can overcome anything. I've been in places where I've been limited, yes, because you are a woman, you are too much, you are too known, we don't need your kind right now, and this and that. I could have stopped and have kept quiet, but I chose not to. When I left those environments, I came into my own. I wrote my first book, then I wrote a second, then I did a fourth, and now Sister Ajuodo is giving me pressure. No, I'm just kidding. I'd started writing it, but I put it somewhere, and then she gave me an idea, so I started writing it out, literally writing it out. So now I'm working on my fifth book. The title is Be Unapologetically You. We're talking of limitations here. If you allow people to limit you, you're not going to be yourself, are you? So, thank you, Miss Sage. No problem. Yes. So, why don't you just hop to it? Don't waste time. Time is ticking. Whatever is limiting you, stare it in the face and tackle it head on. You have it. You are brave enough to do it. And if you don't know how, please contact Auntie Yaa'S Own It Academy on Messenger, Yafoda Tobra, or by email on ownitbooks@gmail.com. We're here to serve and support you. I thank you all for coming on today. If you have any questions, please leave it in the chat and we'll respond. And if you're coming after too, we'll be happy to read your comments and respond to you as needed. I thank you all for your ongoing support. Remember, give us stars for these programs that we do. Do watch out on this platform for the lives that come on during the week. And it was nice to come your way. I do hope that you enjoyed today's program and have a blessed weekend. I have to go and get myself ready. The grandkids are coming for a sleepover, so I'm going to be busy. Thank you, Nanaraba. Take care, okay? Have a good week. Thank you all. Love you. Bye-bye.